Keith, that's funny. That again, that was right. The question I was going to ask about fighting with on Premiere, the inauguration of the series, Premiere Championship Boxing, and being on NBC. How do you feel about that? Talk about like historical relevance, because as we said before, now you got boxing on regular TV, just like Major League Baseball and NBA. So
At a high level too.
I mean, extremely high level. We're talking about, champions, not Friday night fights, nothing against that, of course. But talk about that and Al Heyman's impact on the sport of boxing now. He has a lot of his share of critics also. But yeah, talk about that. Fighting on NBC, broadcast TV, and
In the main event.
yeah, and Al Heyman and the things that's going on and the opportunities presenting themselves.
Boxing is just coming back, man. It's coming back full circle, as we would say. It was on NBC back in the day. I believe it might have been on Fox. All that was before my time. I'm only 26 years old, so I don't know the full history. I just know that boxing was on normal TV for many people to see, and that back in the day, everybody knew who the world champion was. In the welterweight division, the middleweight division, the heavyweight division. You could walk a block and ask them who's the champion of the world, and you'd have six people answering the same question. And ever since then, they switched over to HBO. HBO was a new network. It was a premier network, and they wanted to make it exciting, so they adapted boxing, which was good at the beginning. But in the long run, we see what it has done to the sport. It has taken away viewership. So Al Heyman, being the educated man that he is, just understands the sport better than a lot of people. And he's bringing it back to its roots. Like I said, boxing is coming back full circle, man. It's coming back prime time. It's coming back to the American people. And, I say American people, but the American people is of mixed races. And boxing is a beautiful sport of mixed races. So the American people get to see the American heavyweight champion of the world, Deontay Wilder. They get to see the American welterweight champion, Keith Thurman. And eventually, who knows? They might get to see me and Kell Brook go at it.
Nice.
European champion. You have Puerto Rican champions, Mexican champions. It's just spectacular, man. It really is.
Nice.
Al Heyman is a truly wise man. He doesn't worry about what the critics say. He cares a lot about the sport, and he's bringing it back, man. This is just the beginning, I'm kicking off the show. You might as well call it the kickoff, baby.
Yeah.
We haven't even seen the play made yet. We're just kicking it off. We're just kicking it off. Let's have a conversation this time next year and see where boxing is, baby, because I guarantee you it's going to be back.
That's
It's
what
going to
I'm
be
talking
on the tip of tongues across the nation in every bar, because that was my argument to a lot of people. You go to your local pub and you sit down, you crack open a beer, and you watch what kind of sports they talk about. Boxing is the least of the sports talked about in America. But not this time next year, baby. We're back in action. You're going to see world-class fighters, world champions. You're going to see us on our grind. You're going to see our charisma, our attitudes, our flair, the ups and downs. You know how they do nowadays with that little insider stuff. You get to see the family, a little bit of the whole lifestyle,
All
man.
access, baby.
Boxing's a beautiful sport, just like any of the other sports that we watch here in America. Athletes are something to admire because they strive for greatness. And that's one thing I'll be doing March 7th.
No doubt. You're going to be a part of history. You're going to be a part of history.